Hello and welcome to the Black Dog Podcast Alien Earth Special for episode 5, which is entitled In Space, No One... I don't know if they spell out the dots, but there's definitely dots in the title. There are. Anyway, hello, I'm Lee.
I'm Darren.
I'm Elton.
And as I say, we'll be discussing episode 5 in a minute, which has been given the hype. The hype train has been fully rolling out on the internet on this one, so we'll be doing a bit of a dive into that. We all okay, gentlemen? Everything good?
Yep.
Got a glass of water here.
Cleaned the glass out? Nothing.
I've got a comment to make about that later on. The knee-jerk reaction that happened as I was watching the episode.
Wait, powder dry, my friend. I can almost imagine where that's going.
I'll tell you later.
Okay, fair enough. Right. Well, before we get to that, we did have last week's episode for episode 4 observation. We had some feedback on that. First off, we had Andy Mack on the Black Dog Facebook group, and he said tinfoil hat theory is that one that I'm not seeing anywhere online, but I'm 97% convinced that Noah Hawley has given his likeness to one of the synth heads hanging on Eddie Hitler's office wall. If you listen to any of the interviews given by this complete ego monster, then this would not be considered out of character for him to go full Hitchcock within his own production.
Right, okay.
And then he supplies pictures to back that up, which makes that makes a good point. But also, I then looked it up and I found out that Noah Hawley plays the dad for the young kids, Nokia Boy and Wendy.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah. So when you get those kind of golden-hued flashbacks of him sitting on a sofa with a beard, that's Noah Hawley. Yeah.
He turns the camera and goes, "Hi, I'm your dad with a beard."
Hello, I'm Noah Hawley. You may know me as Dad with a Beard.
Oh, didn't see you there.
Or face on a wall.
Face on a wall, Dad with a beard. Oh, hello. Anyway, so that's that. Then we also had Sean McGowan, who wrote in to say, because we've been discussing about the whole take of the crocodile and Wendy and the Peter Pan stuff, and it's getting out of hand, isn't it, really, let's be honest. So he wrote in to say, I have a different read on the quote-unquote crocodile. I think it's intentionally ham-fisted because Boy Genius is trying to fit everything into his Peter Pan metaphor, because he's arrogant enough to believe that he's controlling the narrative and, in fact, the entire world. But the Xenomorph has always been an agent of chaos, and they won't fit neatly into anyone's plan. Boy Genius will learn that Neverland is just a story. And, he mentions, while he thinks that this is Peter Pan, it's actually Pinocchio. Baby Zeno is actually influencing Wendy, and it may be Jiminy fucking Cricket.
Oh, God.
There you go. Garcon, tinfoil hat for table 3. No, I actually, you know what? I quite like that. I quite like the idea of that, because we kind of touched on it with our own tinfoil hats last week about the fact that maybe the conversation's not going just one way with Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
And the baby Zeno, who looks like a mad advert for Viagra. But we shall see. We won't see in this week's episode because, well, you'll find out in a minute. But yes, maybe next week we'll start to see some of this stuff unfold. We'll see what happens there. So thank you very much for that, Sean. Then we had Justin Pearson Smith, who wrote in to say, I'm just waiting for an AI hologram called Tinkerbell to be introduced this week.
Oh.
You never know. You never know.
It might already be there. I don't know.
Really?
Might be there.
I don't know. The Peter Pan metaphor stretched so thin now; it's literally gossamer thin. Light goes through it.
Oh, yeah, honestly, we're going to be going into like animators and cell producers and stuff like that soon, aren't we?
Here's a picture of Milt Cole at the Disney Studios in 1920s. He might have been on the Maginot. Who knows?
Oh, look, there's a pencil on this person's table. They use pencils to draw Pinocchio.
yeah. Here's a design of a boy looking like Peter Pan. No, it's just a boy in green tights, but you never know.
Look, he's wearing a hat.
You know who else was a hat? Yeah, go on down.
Arrived at a child's birthday party, and there's a clown. Look, he's making balloon animals that out of sausage balloons that grow when you blow into them. Pinocchio, motherfuckers.
Or they look like swords, just like the swords Peter Pan uses against Captain Hook. Yeah, anyway, we'll find out. Sean Gleason also writes in to say, what about a special nerdy side episode verbally mapping out everything in the Alien Universe timeline so that we can really place things? In an episode dialogue, the cyborg captain says he was back after a 65-year mission. Yeah. I'm happy to do that. Whether anyone else is happy to listen to it is entirely a different thing.
I'm happy to do that as well. Definitely.
Because if you go back 65 years past 2120, that means that the Maginot set off sort of like in the 2040s.
Yeah, it would be,
or
yeah.
the 2060s?
Oh, 2060s, yeah.
2060s. Okay. And then you start to get into, well, then the Prometheus must have set off before that for them to find out about the black goo and the xenomorph and all that sort of thing for Romulus to happen. And it's just like, oh, my eyes have gone crossed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll have a little think about that, Sean. And, yeah, I might do.
In the middle of that, old Ripley had like 4 days of utter shit spread over 57 years, obviously. But yeah, it was like 4 days. It was a really bad week.
It was a bad week. I mean, that's some bad calendar management, isn't it? I mean, you know, you got 57 years, and then all of a sudden it's like, and you have a really bad week. It's like,
you've been in my life for so long, I can't remember anything else. What, a week? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
You landed on a planet in your life 7 days ago.
Yeah.
And now
in your
you're
time.
falling into a pit. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then also there's a whole inconsistency thing with the fact that going from the Tantalus station, what station is it? I can never remember the name of the station. When the Nostromo set off, and then when they picked up the message from LV-426, they were 18 months away from Earth's solar system.
Yep.
From the star Archon, which means that they must be traveling at several trillion times the speed of light. And it's like, okay, so how far can you get in 57 years or 65 years? I mean, where did they go?
I forget in Prometheus, don't they state that they're like 96 million miles away from Earth? It's like, okay, well, yeah, you're probably near Jupiter then. Okay.
No, 96 million miles, you're not even at the moon. You're just literally like, you're sort of very high orbit. Yeah. But then Damon Lindelof wrote it, so what do you expect?
That's true.
Yeah, science. What's science? Martin Thompson wrote in, by the way, to say, no joke, Funko have made a toy out of the eyeball sheep. And I checked it out, and indeed they have. You can now get a very cute sheep with a disgusting, gooey eyeball hanging out of its head.
Give me 5.
I got 5 on it.
Please tell me it's standing up.
Yeah, no,
awkwardly standing up.
No, it's not awkwardly standing up. No, sadly. Otherwise, that would have really improved it. But yeah, I didn't order one. I've kind of moved past my Funko Pop phase. I've got all the ones I wanted, and that's it.
Cool.
But yeah, check it out. It's quite the thing to behold. Buy it for children under 8. You like sheep, don't you? Yeah.
Do you like sheep? Do you like nightmares? Well, I've got the perfect thing for you.
Yeah. Time to grow up, kids. Phil Bellamy wrote him also to say, loving these episode reviews. Look, I'm a massive Alien fan, and I won't give the tinfoil hat essay on my thoughts on the show. I'm loving it. But here's just a few thoughts, spoiler free. So he continues. Okay, the alien itself looks a bit naff in places. However, practical effects, I have to applaud them for going that route. Disney could have just CGI'd everything, but didn't, and even though in places it can look a little ropey, I will always take practical effects that have been built by artists than created by CG. That's the first point.
Okay.
We will get to that again. We will return to that for this episode, by the way. We will definitely return to that bit. Lots of ideas clearly taken from the huge library of the expanded universe Alien novels, especially around synth technology. And again, I have to applaud this. And then he continues, okay, the person we keep seeing spraying down the corridor. Notice how his outfit is looking like a xenomorph. He's getting more and more Xeno as we go.
Is he?
I don't know. I was going to check this, actually, but time got away from me again.
Oh, do fuck off. You're not suggesting...
No.
Oh, no. That's it. It's out there now. No. It's out there. So what they're doing is they're taking these things and they're training them as cleaners. Is that it? They've contacted them now. This is from the actual future, and they talk to them, and they've got them jobs in the sort of like the realms of home economics.
The bloody Xenos coming over here, taking our wall jobs, wall cleaning jobs.
I'll tell you what, if I see one wandering around with a Henry fucking Hoover, that's it, I'm done. I'm out.
And it keeps getting caught on the corners of the station.
Oh, tell me.
For fuck's sake.
Fucking Henry.
You're round. How do you fucking get caught on a fucking corner?
Are we talking about Xenos or are we talking about Henry Hoovers?
Henry fucking Hoovers.
What would their
always
cleaning
getting
company
stuck?
be called?
Always. What was
that, Alan? What was that?
What would their cleaning company be called?
It's pretty much what I'd imagine. Squee!
Would it? Oh no! Hold on! I've got it.
Go on.
Would it be called Cleanomorph?
Cleanomorph.
They're Cleanomorph because they're cleaners. Cleanomorph.
Bang, and the human's gone.
Yep. You'll be so happy with our cleaning, your heart will literally burst out of your chest.
Hello, I'm Barry Xenomorph. Welcome to Cleanomorph. Bang, and the human's gone. Dirt on the walls. Yep. Bang.
Cleanomorphs. There we go. TM. Thank you.
Oh, God.
Or Circle R.
Sorry, Phil continues, by the way. Right, he goes, so looking like the person cleaning that, notice how the outfit's looking more like a Xeno. I've still got a sore throat. I'm going to have to go and get a drink in a sec. He also says, totally agree with the Peter Pan analysis. It's too obvious now and it's ridiculous. But overall, the main point is it's not insulting to the fan base. It is trying something different within the universe, and there is enough mystery to keep me coming back. Which is a fair point. Because, I mean, let's be honest. You know, we haven't... One of the things I said last week was, you know, I do want the universe to expand out past Ripley and past the monster, and the Peter Pan thing and the robots and the synth stuff is all really interesting. Thank you. Sorry, I got a drink brought to me. It's really cool. It's like I'm in a proper professional studio, except I'm not being professional. Hold on.
Greetings, Seattle.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I do agree with Phil that like things like the practical effects, the trying to give it a bit of an extra mythos, playing with the corporation stuff, and the synths is all really good. The problem I have with all of that so far is that's got nothing to do with the alien itself, and
Yep.
it's just like
Exactly.
could be anything. But anyway, thank you very much for that, Phil, and I'm glad you're enjoying the episode reviews. And do feel free to write some more in, especially as I've just cocked up your feedback spectacularly, coughing all over the place. So yeah, send some more in. I can cough over that as well. No, thank you very much. Then, rather prophetically, not pathetically, prophetically, Dean Holt writes in going, I'm just waiting for eyeball octopus. He's talking about the eyeball octopus. I'm just waiting for it to get into a Xeno.
Right. Okay.
Which is kind of interesting. With a gif of a cat going, what did I just watch?
It's. I think it's plausible, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
they have that skull underneath the dome.
They do have eyes, depending on whether or not you believe Alien 3 or not.
Well, we see what they see, but that doesn't mean that they actually see it with eyes.
Oh.
Are these things acid proof?
I don't know.
They're going to have to be if they want to get through that skull.
Yeah.
Well, it depends where the acid is. Oh, no. Don't start me on where the acid goes, because
Yeah,
there's
but
a whole thing.
It's the flesh and the shell on top, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
That's got to be. It's got to have a sort of like blood vessels in it, surely.
Yeah, yeah.
I always thought of the alien head of just full of acid, like a thermos flask full of tea.
Oh God, we got alien cleaning.
Okay.
We got alien cleaners, and now we got alien thermos flasks.
Like a big mercury switch.
What, like a tilt switch?
Yeah.
You can use his head to level a shelf. What? Jesus.
I can't see Tommy Walsh using that one, but all right, fine. What have we got here? Oh, fuck!
Yeah, but it also depends. It also depends on whether or not you go into the Alien versus Predator universe as being in any way canon, which also goes back to Sean Gleason's thing about the timeline. Because in that, the alien gets killed by a predator, and then the predator rips the carapace of the head off, the shell of the head off, and then shows the lady who's the main character that head is immune to acid, so she can put it across her arm and use it like a shield against acid.
Yes. Yeah.
But that means that the shell is kind of acid proof, and she manages to literally, after it's ripped off, she immediately puts her arm in it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Because it's still got its face on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
From what I remember.
Yeah, exactly. So at that point, you got to go, blimey, either that cagoule is really, really quite strong and acid proof.
That North Face jacket that you're wearing.
His jacket, yeah.
It's not only waterproof, it's also alien acid proof.
Yeah, it's done quite well. But yeah, so either that or that acid isn't in that part of the skull, but I guess it's how much cannon you want to throw at it, I guess.
Yeah.
And finally, we have Peter Organ wrote in to say that the single pun that we should have all seen after the sheep after the sheep eye interface, and just he turns around and goes, "It had bad eyesight." You gotta give him credit for that. Oh, I forgot. Also, Dean Holt shared a little 2-panel graphic of the eyeball heading for a sheep, and then the lady from the little kid from Jurassic Park going, "What's going to happen to the sheep?"
Yes.
Yeah, which is good. And apparently we did drop some RoboCop quotes. So Martin Thompson brought us up on that, saying safety first. 0 days since the last RoboCop quote. We got caught. But anyway, so that's that. So if anybody has any other feedback or anything else they want to add or bring up about this episode or any other, feel free to leave a spoiler-free feedback on the episode, the Alien Earth episodes, or send us an email into feedback@Black Dog Podcast and we'll read them out next week. Right, so here we are. Let's get started. So this week we're reviewing episode 5, In Space, No One, ... The movie, the episode, it doesn't even say what the music is at the end. Normally the wiki has a little bit of a what's that stupid piece of music playing at the end thing, but it doesn't today.
Oh, that was Smashing Pumpkins, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah.
What, the end is the beginning is the end or something?
I can't remember the name of the song.
No,
I'm not a massive Pumpkins fan, I'll be honest.
Massive Pumpkins. But anyway, yes, so the
Sorry, that was a bit slow on that one.
That's all right. So this week, the plot centers around a flashback episode, and it is the first of many where I got to say,
I fucking knew it.
Yeah, where we have an entire flashback, 17 with the Maginot, 17 days away from Earth. At which point it has a fire in containment, prompting the crew to wake up Security Chief Morrow and ask for help. He's taken to the medbay where 2 facehuggers have attached themselves to 2 passengers. And everything is going to hell and nobody knows how the fire started.
Okay.
So, there we go. So, before we get into the spoilers, what's your first thoughts on this episode? And I'll go around the table on this one. Darren, what did you think?
Did we need this episode? Honestly, why not just make it? How many episodes in total?
I think there's 8 or 9 what we got in total.
Then why not just make it 7 or 8 episodes rather than 8 or 9?
Mm-hmm.
We kind of. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know they bring new fans in, but the core audience of this are going to be people who've already seen this shit happen multiple times. This is like people complaining about, do we really need to see Superman or Batman's origin story again? It's like, do we really need to see a sort of like a quicker, cheaper version of Alien? Sort of like the film, you know, with about a tenth of the fucking sort of anxiety that it generates. Do we really need to see this? Do we really need to see the local school production of Alien? Because that's what you got here, right? If you want to, right, you want to just say, well, we're gonna leave it 2 weeks before you see another episode. Do that. Just do it. Do you know, I actually fell asleep during this episode. I was in work, right? I'm at my desk and I nodded off.
Which is really weird because you're a train driver.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I always said that I want to, when I die, right? I want to go out. I want to go out like my granddad in his sleep and not screaming like the passengers in his car. It's just, I was just, oh, for fuck's sake, right? Okay, I'll tell you what this was the equivalent of, right? Okay, this episode, right? It's the equivalent of me telling the most exquisite and like fucking chef kisses joke, right? Okay, and everybody laughing at it and getting it, and then going, but did you actually get that though? I mean, because let me just take it back and explain it to you bit by bit, right? Okay, so like, you know, you've got this dog, right, who's got no nose, right? And it's like a play on words, and somebody says, "How does he smell?" Right? And and normally it's like they're inquiring about, how does he smell anything? And it's like, well, he doesn't. He's got no nose, right? But no, you can change that and say he smells terrible, like he actually stinks. All right, look, I can see you're still a bit confused, right? So look, it's like a dog, right? Okay, like a dog, where like the opposite of a cat, right? Okay, so you got one of them, right? Okay, and this dog doesn't have any olfactory things going on or whatever the fuck they call it, right? Okay, because it's got no snot box, right? Okay, and if it ain't got a snot box, it can't smell, right? So you'd think. You're kind of caught off guard by this because, it's like an innocent question. Well, how does he smell, the poor love? And it's not, right? Because then it turns into a word joke because somebody says he smells terrible. No, I can still see you confused. Let me take it back and explain it again. And it's like that. It's just, we get it. What other thing did we glean out of this that was useful? There was nothing. It didn't add.
No, not really. I mean, there's one thing which I will get to in the spoiler zone section, which I think has a little bit of relevance. But to be honest, it wasn't worth an entire episode to do that.
No,
let's put it that way.
Do you know what? I tell you what, it covered it more beautifully in the first episode. Yeah, that's it. Also, you need with those flashback, those horrified faces. You can make this shit up as you go along, right? Your mind does anyway. Goes all Alfred Hitchcock. So, what was the point of this? This is just. Yep. This is exposition for exposition's sake. This is the filler track on a fucking album.
Well, like I said last week, they spent money on that set, and they certainly weren't going to dump it after 2 episodes.
Well, no, of course not. No, we got. I'll tell you what. Let's do an whole episode on it. But they know already. But because like we treat the audience like they're fucking stupid. Let's just explain it to them bit by bit what happened, just in case they didn't get the subtle sort of nuances of the dead bodies with the fucking faces of fear and shit like this, and people screaming up into the ceiling. Let's know, and that, and when he walks out and finds the dead bodies there, let's just explain it to them what that means. They might be a bit confused, They might think, well, this could be there's been a traffic accident on board the spaceship. That's probably what they're thinking. So what we should do is we need to put them right on that. We need to make sure they know it's the alien that's done this. Because, it's quite, you and me, it's quite easy. You could look at this and think it's a traffic accident.
Yeah.
But there's no road. Shut up, you're fired. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. and that's the end of the episode. Thank you very much for listening, everyone.
There you go. Yeah, don't bother. Just don't bother. Just don't bother. All right, we'll come back and we'll do some more of these episodes. But if you don't want to come back, especially not for this one, because, I feel like we're just part of the problem. Reviewing this, and actually it's like some people just don't deserve an answer to a stupid fucking question, and that this episode, right, of this show is the fucking stupid question, right? And we're now conversing with the idiot who's opened his mouth and it's shat it out into the public.
Right? Okay. I don't necessarily disagree.
Are you serious when you said this is the one that's got all the attention?
No, I'm not lying.
It has. Yeah, definitely.
Well, let's put it this way: giving a little ahead of schedule. We did have a piece of feedback. Well, a reply to a piece of feedback, which I'll read out next week. But we did have Billy Axel Foley. Right as a response saying it's the best thing from the franchise since Aliens.
Sorry, I've got a tumbleweed rolling through my fucking living room right now. Let me deal with that.
I know. I did put a reply.
Get that crow out of here. Who keeps ringing that fucking bell in the distance?
I did reply, which in a way that will come back in this review, but so I'll hold fire. But yeah,
just thoughts and prayers, man. That's all I'm going to say. Thoughts and prayers.
But critical review, I mean, In Space No One received critical acclaim. Clint Gage of IGN gave the episode an amazing 9 out of 10 and wrote in his verdict that Noah Hawley directs an episode, largely a remake of Ridley Scott's original, stopping the main story of the Lost Boys in Neverland altogether in favour of a flashback. But playing with all the familiarity of the 1979 classic that he can muster. The episode is an effective turning... tell me about it. The episode is an effective turning point for the season, reframing how we feel about two of the primary antagonists of the show.
No, it fucking isn't. Jesus fucking H. Christ. What's wrong with you, man? You fucking drunk.
Anyway,
who put you in charge of a fucking typewriter? Jesus H.
Typewriter? Fucking hell, Grandad.
Whatever, word processor, whatever. He's drunk. He's behind the keyboard. Get him the fuck away from it.
Word processor.
Word processor.
My Scion Filofax.
Yeah, exactly.
My Apple Newton.
Who put him in charge of that fucking printing press?
Yeah. Someone get those guys with the Sabo clogs away from that thing. Jesus.
Get that chisel out of his hand before he fucking will does himself an injury.
Elton.
This is the last time we give fucking Bonzo Doodah Dog Band over there a fucking slate and a piece of chalk, because this is what happens. This is what comes out. This.
Yeah. Who gave Zog all the body fluid paints to slap on that cave wall?
Does he cut his fingers when he's doing up his shoelaces? Is that what he does? Yeah. Was he bounced on his head so many times at birth that he got given the name basketball?
Right. Oh, I tell you what. There's loads of others. I'll read the rest out in a minute, but I've got to pause you, mate, because you're on a roll. But we haven't asked.
Fucking stupid review.
We haven't even got to the spoiler section yet.
Fucking reframes how we feel. It fucking reframes nothing.
Elton, Elton, what did you think of it? Non-spoiler section, dear.
You're going to say you loved it, aren't you?
I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
So very, very cold. Don't move. Don't make any sudden movements. Darren's had 3 sugars in his tea.
His vision is based on movement.
I've had 4 Marks and Spencer's fucking mints, and that's it. I'm ready to fight.
We can tell.
Yeah, I've had a Bendix bitter mint, and I'm off. I'm away.
Whoa, that was one heck of a bag of Werthers.
I've had a Haribo Starbucks with extra sugar, and I'm off. Elton.
Hey, caramba.
What did you
think? Let's all chill. Let's Zen place.
I'm just gonna. Whenever I need to fire Darren up, if I feel like he's fallen asleep, I'll read him another one of these critical reviews. It's brilliant. Go on, carry on.
So, I know what they're trying to do. It's clear what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's an obvious episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a fan of obvious because it's too obvious. I want to be challenged. I want to be teased. I want to be tickled. All these things.
Take me out to dinner first.
Yeah, we wined and dined, and and it's too easy to do remakes, because we see remakes all the time, because it's just easy. You're right. It is filler. It's
all filler, no killer.
Yeah, it's just plain obvious, and I don't like the obvious.
No.
That being said, I think my problem with this show is, as I've said before, I think is the alien.
Yes.
And so when the alien turns up, I kind of roll my eyes. I go, oh, okay. How many times do I pick this one up? Because I'm going to nitpick constantly when the alien's on, which is not the way it should be. But if they do it wrong, then they do it wrong.
Yeah.
But I know what they're doing. I'm not stupid. I know exactly what they're doing. And it is beat for beat.
Mm-hmm.
But I quite enjoyed this episode up until the alien turned up.
Okay.
And that's not a spoiler because that we know where that goes from because he's
we saw it in episode
1, yeah. So
Mm.
but I like what they were trying to do. I'm not a fan of trying to tickle the nostalgia thing.
Yeah. Tickle the balls. Tickle
yeah.
the balls.
I don't mind things looking the same way. I don't mind the aesthetics of what they've given us. I'm very happy with that because that is kind of continuity. That would go with the thing. You're not going to build one ship and then never build the same thing ever again. We're in an industry. And so that's fine. Unfortunately, every purchase of a spaceship comes with a free drinking bird, which I do not like.
Yes.
I that's the sort of thing I don't like. It's like, okay, here's your keys to your new space vehicle. Here's your key ring to hold them on, and here's a drinking bird. Oh, what do I do with that? Well, just put it on the rear view mirror or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't mind. You know, I forgive it on episode 1 where they do the nostalgia thing where it looks like you're on the bridge of the Nostromo. I think I don't mind that. I'm all right with that. But when you start really hammering it home, that's when it annoys me. But they did try to do little things differently. Little eyeball man. I want a little high five from that dude. That's all I want. We'll talk about that in a minute.
With all the Avengers, he really is. Just
eyeball man.
Eyeball man. What do you do? Well, I'm a eyeball.
I can see things.
Yeah, I see things really well with my little eyeball.
I'm really effective at catching eyelashes.
Yeah, but I have a question about Little Eyeball Man as well. But we'll do that in the spoiler zone because I want to talk about that scene.
Yeah,
I think overall I enjoyed it. I've been going through this as we've been speaking about them, and I don't normally speak about ratings or anything like that, but I've been rating them on IMDb as I've been going through these. Everyone has hit 7. Every single episode has been a 7. And I think this is just another 7. Yeah. I don't think it's the second coming of Christ the way a lot of people are saying it is. Because it ain't.
No.
It definitely ain't.
I would have called it a number 2. But anyway.
That's fine because I understand why you do because of the repetition.
Just for laziness. Just for fucking laziness. You get marked down on that.
The repetition of absolutely everything. But I kind of like what little bits of it. And so I like the whole series. I'm reluctantly enjoying absolutely everything I'm seeing on the screen.
Yeah.
My whole body is going, I shouldn't be enjoying this, but weirdly it's getting through and I'm enjoying it. Damn it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Say
your truth, man. Say your truth.
Okay. Firstly,
you have the
I would no. Hold on. I have a prepared.
Do you need the talking pillow? I've got
I
it
do.
here. Of you,
I have
it as a talking pillow.
I have a prepared statement here.
I have a scroll.
Yes, I have a scroll, and I wish to read from it. Dear crew of the US CSS Prometheus, my apologies. I thought you were the dumbest fucking assholes in deep space ever produced by Weyland Yutani. However, since watching episode 5 of Alien Earth, I have since discovered that I was entirely wrong. You are not the dumbest motherfuckers in space. You're the second most dumbest motherfuckers in space. The Maginot crew are clearly so thick that basically they have to be kept away from the coloured crayons because they taste of yellow. What a fucking shit show. I mean, there's two parts to my mind in this one. On the one hand, I've got to sign off on the set design and the production design of this because they knock it out of the park. As you say, Elton, it's got to look like a ship that lives in this universe, and they do that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. When it comes to the sort of interpersonal bickering, the script kind of does that thing of everyone mumble, rhubarb, all over the top of each other, and everyone's getting more and more frustrated. Again, appreciate that because it's the texture of the universe. I'm down with that. What I'm not down with is the fact that, and I said this when we reviewed the first episode, that it assumed that you knew what happened on the Maginot. You didn't need to see what happened on the Maginot. You saw the alien, you saw Morrow. He jumped in the sort of panic room. It killed the captain, or what we thought was the captain. We find out a bit later on something else. And essentially, the ship was sabotaged. We don't know who by, and then bang, here it is. We're fucked. It's on Earth, and we're off to the races. And I even said that in the first episode. I said we were off to the races without having to ham up and rehash everything all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And then it basically goes, no, actually, you know what? I quite fancy rehashing this all over again. And the problem is, it's the placement of the episode as well. Because to me, if this had been the first episode, people might have just gone, okay, here we go again. And okay, maybe that's not what you want for a first episode. You don't want, oh, here we go again. What you want is like, oh, this is interesting and intriguing. But the problem is that as soon as you've done that and the story's moved on, jumping back to here we go again feels like someone just going, well, do you know what? I was promised I was going to make an alien movie, and they said no. So I'd quite like to make an alien movie. I'm going to make my alien movie. Fuck it. I've still got the sets. Don't take down the sets. I'm making my alien movie. Mm-hmm. And it's a fan film. And while I admire the artistry and I admire some of the acting, what I don't admire is not just tickling of the member berries. It fully gets its fist, covers it in KY, and shoves it straight up Member Berry's arse. It's just, and the problem is that nothing that happens. The problem is this whole thing is hung around a twist that once again we will get to in the spoiler section. But the twist was utterly me going,
I fucking knew it
every time. And I got one bit wrong, I will admit, but we'll get to that as well. But the thing is, for what? For what purpose? As Darren says, what purpose did that episode serve that couldn't have been injected into any one of the other 4 episodes beforehand, which wasted like literally tens of minutes over its 4-hour runtime with very slow crossfades. It's like, if you took any one of those out, you could have had a scene with the bits that we're going to talk about, which are actually moving the plot along. And the problem is, even the bits that are moving the plot along aren't exactly what we'd call shockers at this point, if you've been paying any kind of attention to it at all. So I'm in two minds. On the one hand, I'm admiring the artistry and the attempt to do Alien on TV. However, I'm also sitting here going, if I had seen this in episode 1, I would have been bang out within 5 minutes, because I only stuck with this episode because I thought, right, this is going to matter. What I didn't want was basically the Force Awakens take 2, but this time in Alien World.
Yep.
And it's just like, just get fucked. And the fact that everything had to happen because everyone had to be a colossal moron just was beyond the pale. It was like, how did these people even get these cocking samples and not die? Yep. Was the crew 250?
Yeah, and now they're down to them.
Yeah, they're down to this bunch. I mean,
could be, because I think they said in episode 1, a lot of people died for these samples. So it is possible, and it's a big ship as well. So it's possible that there were a lot more crew that we haven't seen.
Well, that is possible. We will. I tell you what. Let's just carry this on with the spoiler zone. This is the spoiler zone going forward. I would give this episode, if we're doing star reviews, I would give this a 5 out of 10 because you've got to admire its artistry and its sheer balls of trying to remake Alien. But in terms of storytelling, it just fucking didn't need to exist. So here we go. Spoiler zone.
Danger. The emergency destruct system is now activated. The ship will detonate in T-minus 10 minutes.
So here we are in the spoiler zone. If you are still listening to this and you have not seen episode 5 and you do not want it spoiled, then please stop listening now. Go watch episode 5 and come back. Right. Okay. Where do we start? I mean, seriously, the first thing, let's get the big one out of the way. That the whole thing has been orchestrated by Boy Genius. And once again,
I fucking knew it.
When you break it down, that it's orchestrated by him. So it's orchestrated by him 17 days out of the solar system, was it?
Yeah. They're coming back.
Yeah. So then it's sabotaged. For that ship then to fly straight as an arrow to Earth and land in his city.
Yeah.
Is a little bit of a stretch. Oh no, hang on. No, it lands in his city where the brother of a dead sister is going to attend to, and then he'll send the consciousness of that sister to see him, and then they will meet up. That's a stretch. That's a little stretch.
Yes. Especially considering all the navigation systems get fucked in the first place.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna say whoever shot that shot and got the Maginot to land in the most precise place imaginable. You've done well. You've done well, my friend. your astromechanics is
It's the version of that dude at the Olympics just rocking up in his jeans and taking gold medal.
Yep. Well, it's like that thing. What's it? The one thing that they used to illustrate the size of space and the distances involved was. Do you remember when Intel had that problem with one of their Pentiums that had the rounding error in one of its mathematical calculations?
No.
Okay, this was in the 90s, so this is quite a long time ago. I think the Pentium 90 processor had a thing where it was out by 0.00000 into infinity 1, which meant that if it was that fraction off, it would, rather than have that 16 digits and a 1, it'd go, fuck it, I'll just round up. And it would round up like to 10 decimal places instead of 20. And essentially what would happen is they said, just to give you some idea, if you did that rounding error and you fired a table tennis ball at the sun, you'd miss the sun over that distance by about 70,000 miles.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, think about that. If the tiniest of tiny rounding errors, you can't get something that's the size of a table tennis ping pong ball and fire it at the sun and you miss. Yeah. now you're saying that someone with no navigation and a ship with no fuel going in a straight line with no way of slowing down at all is being fired from 17 days out.
Yeah, my question was they were saying,
the right continent?
we're running out of fuel. This is a bad thing. Okay, I'm guessing that's just for slowing or retro burners or like the side burners to nudge your ship in the right direction. But clearly you didn't need that. And when you parked it on Earth, it was still running.
I don't think parked was the word I'd use.
I think I might have spotted a potential hole in this whole endeavour.
In this Swiss cheese field that we're in.
Yeah, this minefield of Swiss cheeses. Right? Okay. And it just
4,000 holes in Blackburn, Lancashire, and here is another one.
Exactly.
Yeah, go on. What's your magic hole then, Dal?
The hole is this. Okay. So the captain of the person that did the betraying, right? Okay. Is working for Prodigy, isn't he? Yeah.
No. Yes, he is.
Okay, so let's just take a look at that, shall we? Okay, so the Prodigy was created by the boy Genius. How old's the boy Genius?
I don't know. He's in his like early 20s, late 20s, I think.
Okay, so what age do we think he got this company started and up and running?
Oh yeah, he said something in the first episode. It was like when he was like 13 or 14, and he
13 or 14.
He invented something that sort of like propelled him forward. Yep, go on.
So we'll say he was the company's been running for 12 years.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Be generous. Yeah.
Be generous. We'll say 12. Right? Okay. Let's do that. Now, this mission that they've been on is 65 years old. So, like, is the guy that betrayed them, is he like good at time travel or something? Because how did he work all this shit out with the guys at Prodigy? They didn't even know Prodigy existed as they were going back, right?
Yep.
Okay, because they're all in hypersleep, right? And things change, blah, 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 right? They didn't even know that Weyland Yutani had switched hands.
No.
Because Marrow wasn't aware of who had done it.
No.
So how did they hatch this plot in the first place? It doesn't make any sense. The boy Genius wasn't alive even back then, or Prodigy wasn't even a fucking thing back then.
It wasn't on a thing on the way home.
No.
When they turned around and started going home.
And it's not like, the bloke, like this geezer thumbed the lift and got on board or anything like that. He's been on there all this time. And they say he's a stranger. So where the fuck was he hypersleeping? Because the captain went, "Who's that?" Or Marrow went, "Who's that?"
Yeah.
There's a stranger on board. Really? What? So he's been on board for 65 years?
Yeah.
No, he was in episode 1.
To eat.
He was in episode 1.
He was in episode because the crew had 2 shifts, didn't it?
Yeah, he was in episode 1. I think when he's tapping the screen and going, "Who's that?" I think it's because he can't make out who it is.
Right.
I don't think it's he can recognize him and go, "I don't recognize you. I don't recognize enhance, zoom, enhance. I don't recognize your face." I think he couldn't work out he couldn't see who it was, and so he was genuinely saying, "Who's that?"
All right.
Right.
Well, my argument still stands though with this. So when did he?
Yeah. I mean, even if you say Prodigy's been going for 20 years or 30 years,
it doesn't make a blind bit of fucking difference.
No, it really doesn't. No, because because the corporations don't exist. The corporation didn't exist.
Exactly.
No, and I mean you can easily say that like Boy Genius finds out about the Maginot because a bit of corporate espionage between him and Weyland. That at least makes some sense. You could at least square that circle, but but
this is it. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Do it from a person on board that ship's perspective. So They go in and out of hypersleep. This guy is clearly in and out of hypersleep, and which is fine. But you're sleeping for the majority of it because they're not aging, and that's what happens in these hypersleep situations. We got proof of that with Ripley and the 57 years.
Yeah,
and so that's fine. But from his perspective, once again, like the Ripley life cycle, how many days? He maybe at most a couple of months been awake.
Yeah.
Throughout this whole trip.
Mm-hmm.
And in that time, he's been contacted specifically
I knew you'd say
via
this.
email.
Yeah. By email.
And then he's gone, do you know what? Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
I'll join your ragtag bag of people.
Let's take a look at that, okay? Because I thought is he going to? Because I can do the argument the other way as well. Right?
Go on.
The what if Prodigy did contact the guy that was on board?
Right.
Okay. When you do something like this, you have to be sure of who you're contacting.
Yeah.
Right.
So again, the company is only 20 years old.
Yep.
Which means they have no. I mean, unless it's on the guy's CV, you know, oh, well, I do engineering, I bake a bit, I'm really good at espionage. How would they know
we'll swap
who
sides.
to contact?
Drop off a hat.
Who would they know who to contact? Again, it makes no sense.
No.
This doesn't,
Nope.
there's no way this could be, how does this get organised? It doesn't.
No.
And if I can see this fucking hole, it's like, well, they must treat the audience like we're fucking stupid, because I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, and I'm sitting here wondering about this.
The only way I can see it happening is if he's threatening family, like the way Morrow was with what's his name? I forget his name now.
Slightly.
Threatening family?
Yeah, he's
really. Oh, what? Have the family gone into hypersleep as well?
Oh, that's true. Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah. That was the whole thing, wasn't it? That
makes
when Morrow
no
I've got
sense.
I've got your pet dog and a gun. So
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm standing here over the grave of your great great grandfather, and I'm going to put a big willy on it with some paint. Right, I'm going to put it's going to have 3 spurts on it because that's the rules. 3 spurts from a dobber. Okay. if you don't risk your neck and bring me back some stuff, right? I want a jar of humbugs. Okay. I want some of those, you know, those like the eggs and bacon made out of the same stuff you make rock out of. I want a plate of them. Right. Okay. And I want some other shitty piece of memorabilia you can get from whichever seaside town you lot fucked off to get these alien things from. Okay?
Yep.
So there we go. So, like I say, this makes no fucking sense at all.
Right.
Start looking at it. That's the thread, right? That's the thread on the jumper. Okay? Cover then. Let's do this, right? It goes from being a jumper to a fucking tank top. There we go. Look.
Right, so we haven't even got to the bit that I was actually trying to get to.
I've got my knee-jerk reaction, haven't I? As well.
That's I was going to say I can jerk react to all of this. I was going to say that the whole thing being Boy Genius's instigation is a problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact we fucking guessed it pretty damn easily.
He's a moustache-twirling villain.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just, out of everything, the Boy Genius is the one thing that lets this fucking thing down. It's so bad. It's like they ran out of fucking credits on the fucking piece of AI shitty software that wrote this fucking show.
Yeah.
And that's it. So I'll just make up any old bollocks. There's a bag of Scrabble letters over there. I'm sure if you shook it up enough, you'd you'd write fucking Hamlet with it. Let's just do that.
So
don't
you're
give
not
him a moustache, because that'd be too obvious then. Because then they can't call him a moustache twirling villain. No, because he hasn't got a moustache. Ha! There we go. This is almost like one of those fucking pitch meeting comedy things. So, you got a TV show for me? I sure do.
Yeah. What I was going to say, actually, I don't know what I was going to say anymore. I've completely gone off the rails.
I'm so sorry.
Everything.
I've really gone. I've gone to the dark side.
Yes.
Can I just reiterate one more time? You've made me worried about this now.
Go on.
I am having a go at the IGN guy who fucking. This is the thing.
You were having a go. You were having a go at the Noah Hawley directs an episode that's largely a remake of Ridley Scott's original. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reframing how we feel about two primary antagonists.
Sorry.
Of the show.
Yes, that's the thing I was commenting on.
That comment.
Reframing. It's not reframing. It's not reframing anything. To reframe something has got to give you a different point of view that makes you go, oh, I never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
And this doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't at all.
So Elton, do you think it reframes everything?
No. No. No.
This is like a previously on the Alien universe.
No, it is it's a rehash of absolutely everything we've done. It doesn't add anything new at all.
No.
If this had been the first episode, I would not have been surprised because it is obvious. It's an obvious thing to do.
Yeah.
It gets you in there. I think they probably ummed and ahed about actually having this as the first episode.
Yeah. And
they probably went, no, actually, we want to get on with the story first, and then maybe we'll come back to this later on.
Yeah.
So,
well, I have to say, they shouldn't have even bothered, to be perfectly
you know what I would have preferred?
Go on.
I would have preferred them going, look, what we're going to do is we're going to give this a break for a week. What you need to do is go off and watch someone playing Alien Isolation, right? Just go off and watch them. You'll enjoy it. You really will. And then come back. Come back to it. Or go off and play Alien Isolation. You'll get the gist. Go on. Just do it. Do that. And then come back to us. Because we're off on holiday. We're going down to Clacton for a week. And, you need something to do.
No one needs to go to Clacton.
No, don't. I think I'm going there tomorrow. Don't go to Clacton.
Are you? Why are you going to Clacton?
Work, just work.
just leave it there. Yeah. That's all you got to do.
Are you sure it's not for pleasure? Yeah. You sure?
Yeah, I'm going to join a protest in Witherspoons.
Yep. Take down the spoons.
Yeah. I mean, what does this? I mean, we've said that the episode adds nothing. Yeah. But why? I mean, I know we already know that it adds nothing, and I've got to ask a big question because it was the one thing that I got wrong in this episode is why do we have to have everyone on this ship be an utter incompetent?
Because if they weren't, then they would have survived.
Well, you can still have people be competent and then get killed by just sheer bad luck or superior force.
I think it's because it's not a 2-hour movie. I think in a 2-hour movie you could develop that. You would have the slow development of personalities and people, and you could work out their intelligence. Whereas this, they need to be stupid because it needs to all be done within an hour. And you need to do a like for like of Alien, and you need people sat on their sofa enjoying themselves going, oh, what an idiot, or oh my God, that's so scary. That's and when I say it's the lowest common denominator of people watching this. Fans like us who are hardcore Alien fans, let's be honest, will be critical about this and won't sit there going, "Oh, look at that eyeball thing! Oh, the way it all scampers around." We sit there and critique it. Whereas people just sitting down on their sofa watching this for enjoyment talk about it differently. We talk about TVs and movies much differently to other people.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's easy to get caught up in the sort of, I don't know, little bubble of, we think this, so everyone must think
We
this.
analyze things. We sit down and think things through. Whereas the normal person sitting down to escape the real world won't do that, and they will just sit there and watch 45 to an hour's of TV show horror and just enjoy it for what it was.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I don't think it's even being a fan of Alien. I think it's just being a fan of common sense that makes you look at this and go, "What the fuck?"
Well,
just. I mean, as you've pointed out, right? Okay, calling a crew stupid, right? In this for doing what they do. You don't need to be a fan of an Aliens film or anything like that to look at someone doing something stupid or like smacking themselves in the bollocks and wondering why that hurt. To think, you fucking idiot, right?
I mean, go on.
It's common sense. That's what. It's the lack of common sense just to move the plot along. It's that stupid people doing stupid things because, oh shit, we've written ourselves into a corner now. We've written them far too intelligently. Let's get them doing something completely out of character just to get from A to B where we need to be. All right? Because otherwise it ain't going to happen. And that really, really clever thing I thought of, which I really need to get out there, ain't going to happen. Because I've based the entire episode around this one thought without thinking about it too carefully.
Yeah.
At all.
I mean, where it all started to go on the wonk for me with this episode in particular, with how stupid everyone was with the scientist. Well, firstly the medic. Mr. Forward Slick, but yet somehow drugged up, and everyone's kind of okay with it. I can't even remember what his name is now. What was it? Because it wasn't really clear what their names were. I think was it Raheem?
Let me have a look.
Was it Raheem?
Could very well be.
Yeah, Raheem. Yeah.
Right. So Raheem goes. Oh yeah. The captain's dead. How's the captain dead? Well, we tried to remove the tail, and the acid came out of his body and pissed straight through his neck.
Yeah,
and it's like, as soon as that happened, my first thought was, we're into fan wank territory, and the reason I say that is because it, just like with Alien Romulus, they do everything that people suggest in the first Alien movie, but change so they can go, aha, they learned from last time, so now look what they're doing. And so, for example, in Alien, you got Ash sort of trying to take the tail off, and then the tail tightens around Kane's neck, so he goes, okay, right, fine, it's obviously doing something to him. And then they cut the knuckle rather than cutting the tail, and the acid goes on the floor. And you can just see, and this is me now projecting, but you can see them going, but what if they did that slightly differently, that scene? And that's that, and it's the same thing as in Romulus, where the facehugger jumps on the lady, the pilot, and jumps on her face. And in Alien, Parker goes, why don't you just freeze him? Why don't you just stick him in the freezers? Freeze the creature off him. And, he's saying that through the medical bay window.
Yeah.
And in Romulus, they literally get the facehugger off the lady by basically freezing it. They get one of the CO2 gas things, and they blast it with a freeze, like essentially a freeze ray, and the bloody facehugger jumps off her. And in this one, they stick him in the freezer cubes. They put him in the bloody back to the old freezerinos, as they
The
say,
old cryotubes, yeah.
into the cryotubes. And all of the stuff which is everyone going, oh, it's just like Alien. It's like, yeah, it's just like every other one, because all they're doing is they're going, now this was said in Alien, this was said in Aliens, this was said in Alien 3, and we're going to do each one of those, except it's not going to go the same way. You know?
Right.
And it just felt like someone going, like doing video game where they make a choice, or putting their finger in the middle of a choose your own adventure, and they got a choose your own adventure for Alien, yeah, and then it goes, do you want to take the facehugger off a cane? And you go, no, yes, and it goes, the Tail Titans, go to 31 if you want to carry on, go to 53 if you want to stop. And instead of going to 53, which is what Alien did, they go to 31, which is what bloody Alien Earth did.
Right.
And the script writing just seems to be that all the way through. Of what happened if the company man protecting the alien actually succeeded? It's just, that was all the way through.
See, I didn't mind the way that the captain got killed.
I didn't mind the... Yeah, go on.
Because you walk into the room, you've got two people with facehuggers on. And, there is a mystery of who is sabotaging. And that's the problem I had with the episode, really, and the bloody alien as well. But but walking in and seeing them, they've tried something. And it's gone horribly wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that is what this show is doing quite well. Is Alien was also about body horror as well, about that invasive thing. What if something got into you and you had no control about it? Yeah,
yeah.
And so you walk into a room and you've already got the captain on a gurney with his neck half eaten out, and you're like, oh my god, that's great. They killed someone off screen, which I think is brilliant. I love when they do that because
do you?
Because it feeds into your mind sometimes. I think that honestly, we don't need to see them do that. I think if they'd gone through the motions and actually shown us, then I would have been a bit more critical about it. But no, it's already done. We just see the aftermath, and it lets us use our imaginations to fill in that blank. So I think that's doing something quite well. Yeah. And also we've got someone else on another table with a facehugger still on there. What do we do with this person? And they put them in a cryotube. And we have, honestly, and the people in the films have been screaming, we'll just freeze them. And we see what happens when you just freeze them. Because we know that these species can survive in vacuums and harsh environments. And I think this proves that doesn't slow down the alien growth or anything like that. It just carries on doing what it wants to do.
Yes.
So I think it adds a little bit there without being over the top or in your face. And hey, hi guys, here's a banner just to say that we've added this to the canon. Thank you very much. This is here forever and ever.
Hi there, I'm A. Arthur Alien, and I'd like to tell you what I can and cannot do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
Why are you enjoying this, Elton?
No, honestly, right? Okay, I can see why you're enjoying it, right? And don't get right, not everything about this episode, right, was terrible. It's, set design and stuff like that. General, there were some performances in there that I genuinely liked. It's just the actual makeup of the story, the bits, the aspects of it, of what I find annoying because they don't make any sense to me. And my question is, the guy who sabotaged let's
ship.
Let's forget about the prospect of it. You know, to do this, you would have to use time travel, basically, to get.
Let's just
this
accept
organised.
that it's happened. Yes.
Yeah, let's just move on from that to this next bit.
Mm.
What's the end game?
What Petrovich? What's his end game?
What's his end game? What is his mission that's been given to him by the boy?
It's to make sure that the Maginot lands in Prodigy space.
Right. Okay. So you've here's your exam, right? Okay. Here's your Prodigy espionage exam, right? To see if you pass. Okay. To see if you get in. You know, to espionage school. Okay, and to complete a mission for them. Okay. So you want to get the ship into their space so that you can take all the wonderful stuff that's on board, and do your bioengineering and stuff like this, and get one up on Weyland Yutani. Okay.
Yeah.
So imagine, right?
Yeah.
Let's just bring it down to earth a bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine you're on a big bus, right? And it's got some fragile stuff on it, right? That's really kind of expensive, right? And you get a phone call from someone saying, look, I know you're taking it there, but if you can get that stuff to us by making this bus somehow turn up in our area, we'll give you loads of money for it, right? We want it, get it to us. This is great. So what do? Right? Do you somehow incapacitate the crew of this bus and then drive the bus, right, to the place, the destination, and they take this stuff and they go, thank you very much. Or do you say, fuck it, and run the bus into a brick fucking wall? Because that's going to help, isn't it? That's really, really going to help with getting this stuff off the ship that they want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Throw it at a building. Let's do that, shall we? Yeah, because we need it to break suddenly, and I think running it into that tower block over there is as good as, as near as damn it to a really effective braking system.
Yeah, but to go back to Elton's point, trying to hit a building on a continent on a tiny dot from 17 days out in deep space by just firing it in a straight line seems somewhat unlikely. That's a bit like hitting an arrow in the middle of an arrow while firing it at an arrow that's also flying at a dot. So it's just what on earth? How?
So maybe you adjust the course by micrograms, right? Okay, you just enough so that by the time it travels to its destination, it's actually swerved enough off course to actually make that effective and then land the ship wherever.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the point of crashing this ship into the city? And if it wasn't going to crash it, was he actually going to steer the ship? Because it sounds to me like his only plan is crashing it.
Yeah, I mean,
fuck it.
The only thing I will say with the crashing of it is that makes sense of plausible deniability, which is what the boy genius does actually do when Weyland calls him up and Yutani calls him up and goes, "That's my ship," and he goes, "Well, it crashed on my land."
Do you know what I liked better? I liked better when we didn't have that. I liked it when it was like sheer fucking happenstance that the ship was in trouble, that somehow the alien had got out and it had caused so much havoc that this thing basically was already heading towards Earth, but the actual damage it does to the ship actually does pull it off a course and hit the city by complete and utter accident. Because then there's more of we could be a bit cheeky here. It's just landed in our laps.
Yeah, very true.
Because now, having that whole thing of it being a plot, now it's just like, really? You plotted it this way? Fuck me, no wonder you're not that. You might think you're a boy genius, but trust me on this, mate. No.
Yeah.
It complicates things now. This is it. You've now put this in there right? You're over egging the fucking custard by doing this.
Mm.
The fact that it seemed like an accident, right?
Yeah.
That this was pure sort of, fucking shitty luck on behalf of the crew, for me, is a lot more believable. It makes a lot more sense, and it makes everything run smoother. This is now becomes a race against time, right? It's an opportunity that suddenly presented itself. And then you see all the machinations of all the company and espionage suddenly have to kick in quickly. And now it becomes this race to get the fucking thing off the ship, right? Or copy it or do whatever you need to before Weyland Yutani really kick off about it.
Yeah.
I much preferred it as that. Why did we need this? It was a plot all along. But how was it a plot all along? So we had the Doctor involved in this, did we? Did he get in his? Did they hire him in his TARDIS? And he turned up on the ship. And he went, "I've got this envelope here, mate. Here, have a look at this. There's a nice little reward in it for you. Look, I mean, I don't normally do this kind of shit, but I've got some time on my hands. Get it? Time? No. All right, fine. Moving on.
Like the guy that handing out the letters at a grand tour.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
Or he I'm just going to leave this pile of money here, okay? And I'm going to look over here, all right, okay? And so I'm not keeping my eye on it, so I don't know where it could go if it's suddenly not there anymore. Do you know what I mean? I'm just looking. There we go. Look, I'm looking over there and that. Oh, look at that over there. That thing somewhere over there. And well, the money's gone. The money's gone. Oh, where did that go? Oh, yeah.
I realise we've gone on for an hour and 22, and we haven't even got to the aliens themselves.
No, no, because this whole thing falls over on its face well before you get there.
Yeah,
it's already collapsed. This is it.
like a bad souffle. But I mean, the scientists. I mean, my last bit on the crew is that the Doctor is a drugged up fuckwit. The scientist who's been studying these creatures for presumably the entire flight doesn't work out that they're clever enough to get out of a fucking container, and has the quarantine skills of basically a dirty hobo wiping his ass on a big issue. You have the highly strung members of staff, but then you've also got the absolute divwit engineer who's just like your local Essex chav down a pub.
What was his name?
Oh God, wasn't? Oh God,
I'm just trying to look for it now because I really, really wanted a scene of Marrow.
Malachi, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted a bit of him, Marrow, looking at him going, "Are you eyeballing me?"
Yeah. Then we've got on top of that we've got Mr. Tang, who is clearly some kind of sex pest. Yep. I mean, he is just absolutely a sex pest, and was set up. This is where I went wrong, but set up as the guy who was going to be the issue, and he amounted to exactly nothing.
Yeah, they really dropped the ball with him. I think he was meant to be something, and I don't know whether in edits or what cuts, something hit the cutting room floor, and we didn't see anything of him at all.
No.
Hello, I'm creepy sex pest Boba Fett.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
The only thing
yeah.
Boba Fett, yeah, Boba Pest. Boba Pest. There we go.
Yeah. Boba Pest, yeah. But the only thing I'm going to say with him is I'm still holding out the thought that maybe he was the one who lowered in the bugs onto those original soldiers in the first episode.
Yeah, but he's dead by then.
He is dead, but is he dead? I don't know.
Dead? Or is he just...
Well, yeah, we didn't see, did we?
We didn't see the body. We didn't see him die. I mean, everyone else we actually see die.
I don't think he did die. The reason he made that face was he's got his door keys in his back pocket, and as he moved,
He sat backwards.
That's why he made that
arse.
face.
Yeah. I mean, and also, can I also just say, I mean, I know there's a certain sexual symbolism to the Sleeping Beauty thing that they put in, with people being in cryo tubes, but
hold on,
but girl in her pants. We didn't need to keep lingering on her pants and his hand over her crotch every fucking time we saw Mr. Tang. We got it the first time.
How many members of that crew were there?
We don't know.
That were still alive? No, on in that episode. Apart from the girl sleeping in the
pods,
how many other members of staff were there in that ship?
There's another 7.
The ones that we saw, 7. There were 7, were there? So you've got the girl sleeping in, you've got Sleeping Beauty, and the 7 fucking dwarfs.
Oh, don't get into that. Don't.
Because you've got Grumpy, you've got Sex Pest, you've got Dimwit. You've got other Grumpy, Velociraptor. You got fucking stupid, shit for brains,
tires.
Do you owe me 20 quid?
Yeah.
It's just. Yeah. Are we having this? Are we doing something else? We've gone off of. Have you got bored talking about Peter Pan at last? And now you're going sleeping. See, you've just said that, and that's triggered me now. It's like,
oh God!
It's like, fucking hell. He's right. He's onto something here.
Oh no! I mean,
hold on. Just revealed all 12. Oh, all right. There's 12. There wasn't 7 apparently. There were 12.
There were 7 that were awake.
Right, okay. Well, in that case, yeah, there we go.
You got Tang. You got Tang. You got Morrow. Hold on. Let's go through them. There was Zevri. Then there was Raheem Chubitzo, Shmuel, Malachi, Teng, Bronsky, Petrovich, and Clem. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and not including the 2 at the end.
Yeah, Victoria wasn't there. Teng, yeah. Yeah, so there were 7. Fucking it. There we go. So there was Grumpy. There was
Sleepy, Dozy Doc.
Yeah.
Dozy Doc.
Davy, Beaky, Mitch. And
Dozy, Beaky, Mitch. Pew Pew, Barnaby Grew, Cuthbert, Dibble, and Grub. But anyway.
It was though, wasn't it? It's just that you got. Oh my God!
Just don't entertain that idea.
This is
mate.
a Disney franchise. Of course, they're fucking putting all this shit in it. So they're advertising all their old movies through this. They did. Was it Peter Pan as an animated film? They've done fucking Sleeping Beauty as an animated film. What are we going to have next? What is it? Moana? Are we going to have that next? Is this
how many coffees have you had today, mate?
It's just for if you could just, oh my God, pick something else. I don't know, Greek legends or something, whatever.
Okay,
just stop going through your back fucking animated catalogues.
Dude,
Christ.
it was just a one-off. I just threw that word out there because she was sleeping in the.
I only did it once. Honestly, it never happened before, ever.
Oh. Okay. Moving on.
Do you know what? I'm going to go now and go and get some anger management classes. I think this is it.
Jesus.
I've drunk far too much fucking Diet Coke this week. That's what I've had. Yes.
Right. I was going to say. Let's get to the eyeball, because I think Octodad nobody suspects a thing might actually be
what, me. No, not me. I'm not. What? No, I'm no trouble.
I think he might actually be the hero of the, or she, as the Doctor calls it. She might be the hero of the entire show.
You think?
Yeah. I genuinely think, because when it's controlling Michael Smiley, Elton, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Cool,
yeah,
cool. I just want to make sure because what's it?
I'm just
Zincast's being
Michael
funny.
Jackson with popcorn at the moment.
Okay, so it takes over Michael Smiley, yeah, and then the captain, acting captain, outruns an alien, which we will get to in a minute.
Oh God!
Because Torture Garden Gimp is not an alien in my mind, but we'll get to that. Gets to the captain, knocks her out, doesn't kill her, knocks her out, and then stands there, makes a couple of noises. The alien walks in. And then he basically goes hog wild, giving wrestling moves to the fucking alien, including trying to bite it on its imaginary ear. And then it kills Michael Smiley, and it jumps off and tries to hit him in the face, hit the alien in the face.
Do you know what? I felt sorry
What it
for the
doesn't do is
alien.
go, really?
Yeah, all I could hear was that song. You had a bad day, because even in space, even an alien can have a bad day. I mean, this is just like that's it. He's like normally he's the king of the hill, but it's now you've got these other shitty little aliens in there. It's like an eyeball beat him up. I mean, come on.
An eyeball controlling a middle-aged Irishman.
Yeah, this is it. He got beaten up by tyres. Okay, that's it. He got done by big-eyed tyres. That's what he did.
Last night was an A1 tip-top clubbing jam fare with a sandwich of funnel ecstasy bread wrapped in a big bag of disco fudge. It doesn't get much better than that. I just wish that sometimes I could control these fucking mood swings.
Have a banana. Yeah.
Oi, oi, you lucky people. Stay lucky.
As he goes
Oi,
by on
oi.
his bike.
And yeah, so Tyres beats up the alien, and then when the alien strikes back and kills Tyres, basically this little tie in the eyeball thing goes, right, I'm having it. You've nicked your ride. And doesn't even try and take over the captain. It goes back for the alien. And it's just an interesting point. And similarly, there was a moment when it's in the tube before, once again, Prometheus levels of scientific stringency come into play, and it's in the fucking tube, and it sees the bug laying, squirting bug jizz into a water bottle.
Can I just say, by the way, as I watched that bit, this is the knee-jerk reaction, right?
Go on.
As I watched that bit, I picked up my water bottle and I stopped it going to my mouth, and I actually looked in it. I looked in my fucking water bottle. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, you dozy cunt? Seriously.
Nice. Yeah, so eyeball, basically slapped up against the glass as if it was going, no, stop. Oi,
Okay.
watch out. Go on, Elton.
So I love the eyeball thing. I thought it was great, and it's got better and better from me actually rolling my eyeballs at it the first time round to actually going, do you know what? Yeah, okay, I'm on board with this. And quite enjoying this. It's a lot of fun. That scene with the lady who's looking at all the specimens.
Yeah.
She has no reason to be in that situation there.
No.
If anyone works in any sort of laboratory, and you know that you don't eat and drink where you work at all. You just don't do that. That is a major no-no. Even in other industries, you just don't do that.
Absolutely right.
You go to a proper place and eat there, and that's just no. Number one, so aliens don't jizz in your water. So that stops that happening.
Yeah.
With the eyeball thing, the beautiful little tap. I know people are going to go crazy about that. I know it's there for a little. It's there for the meme type thing, but I really appreciated that little tap.
Yeah.
I thought that was brilliant. The question I have about that is, was it warning her or was it distracting her?
Interesting question. I mean, given how clever this thing is supposedly, and because that was the other thing, she was like, oh shit, she wasn't too worried about the other creatures being out and walking through someone's sandwich, which she also didn't fucking clear up, by the way.
Yeah,
that bug went straight through that sandwich. They picked it out and she didn't throw that away.
Yeah,
but the fact that she got really quite upset by the fact that eyeball was out immediately makes me think that she's had some dealings with it.
Yeah,
and knows that it's very, very intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, I think it's clever enough to actually try and communicate with her, and I think that it may actually be not a distraction as much as a warning.
I think it was more of a warning because if the other little bugs kill her, and we still don't know the life cycles of any of these, but if those leeches suck all the blood out of her, she's dead, and then the eyeball doesn't have a vessel in which to operate in. So it would be warning her to say, oi, these little shits, they're out. Watch what you're doing, you stupid idiot, because you're eating where you shouldn't be eating. We all know this. I've got my rams here, and I've got my health and safety. Hang on a minute, I'll just go down there. Right, it says here you shouldn't be eating at your desk. That's what the eyeball thing's doing.
Yeah,
but
I just want to make a video for YouTube of just the eyeball slapping its hand against the glass, and going, turn around every now and then. I feel
I feel it should have a little pen and a clipboard as well now. Just be like,
oh god,
I know. Yeah. Look what you're doing. No.
Yeah.
But then again, if she knows how dangerous it is, she wouldn't be that lax in when she set the tube back up on the wall and slammed it over and then got distracted.
And therein lies the Prometheus levels of stupid.
Exactly. Light is green, the trap is clean. And she didn't follow those rules. She
even makes a point right at the beginning going, oh, you don't have to worry, everything's good because the trap is all the green lights are on there. If there was a problem, it'd be a red light.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. And you then what? Ignore it?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh god. And then we get into the cock up cascade of, well, I'm going to close this door and I'm going to seal it. And then when I seal it, I'm not going to tell anyone I've sealed it. Why? Because other shit's going on. What do you mean other shit's going on? I mean, you've literally been standing in the ship while it's been on fire trying to work out what to do. You're not in any particular hurry.
Mm-hmm.
But now all of a sudden you are. It's just like, I'll give over.
Yeah.
Just fuck off. We have to be dumb, otherwise the plot doesn't happen.
The crew are incompetent, definitely.
Beyond belief. Beyond belief. I mean, the whole thing of Morrow looking for a saboteur, and he's like, he's kind of wandering around and going, are you the saboteur? Tell me. And then pulling a knife on him, it's like, oh yeah, well, I was going to tell you, but now that you've threatened my life, I've decided that I might not. It's like, oh, fuck off.
See, the Thing did this the best. We all know this.
Yeah.
And where you have people questioning people, it continues. There's a massive rabbit hole of that.
Yeah.
And what this doesn't do is that it
Hmm.
it has you going around and asking, "Are you the saboteur? No. Are you committing sabotage? No. Okay. Well, what we're going to do is actually throw some random person in that you've met very, very briefly,
Mm.
and you would never even think about. And
Mhm.
so, that's not a mystery. That is just tricking you.
That's a rug pull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not cool. That's not
No.
a mystery. And so people saying that this is a mystery, no, it's not. It's them fucking around with you. That's not
Yeah.
cool.
And again, it's like things have to happen so the plot can happen. You're sitting there going, well, why aren't they going in pairs? Oh, well, I know what we'll do is we'll get around that. How will we get around that? Easy. What we'll do is we'll have one lady go to the other. Are you the saboteur? And she'll say no, and they'll go, brilliant. You're coming with me.
Yeah, here's a gun.
Here's a gun. It's like the what? It's like just screenwriting 101. Perhaps maybe, just maybe, discount the people as you go, and then you can have them doing all these things. But it's just like, oh, for fuck's sake, just are you a bad guy? No, I'm not. I trust you implicitly. Come with me. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Do you know
And-
what? The more I look into this and listen to what you're saying,
Mm.
the more it's like the foundations for this show just disintegrate
Mm.
and it goes down like a building that's being demolished.
Mm.
I'm just looking at this here. Right? I put in just a simple question into
Yeah.
into Google. I said, when does Alien Earth take place? And it's come
Yes.
back and it says 2120, 2
Yep.
years before the events
Mm.
of the original 1979 film.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to take the events of the original 1989 film,
79 film.
79 film, sorry, as being the first time this beast was ever encountered. Right?
Yes. So that's 22. 21.
Right. Okay. So, how do Weyland Yutani know about this thing when they send the mission off? Because it's 2 years before the actual thing here, the actual them coming back to Earth is 2 years before the actual Nostromo happens.
Mm. So the Nostromo is already on its way when all this shit kicks off.
Right, but it's like it's 2 years after these events when that happens.
Can I break
Alien.
absolutely everything?
Go on.
I'm going to destroy you.
Go on.
Are you ready?
Go on.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's going to be a moment where you're here now.
The three-legged
and then
dogs America. Yeah,
And
I
then
know,
after
I
I
know.
say this, you're going to be, oh no.
Go
So,
on. Do not say time travel.
no, it's not time travel. No.
TARDIS.
So, these guys have picked up eggs.
Mm.
I'm thinking probably from LV426.
Right.
I'm wondering if the beacon, the distress beacon that you get in Alien, would somehow be jumbled around for this crew have to have laid it so Weyland Yutani know where to go.
Would work except for one problem, and this is me putting on my Alien.
I wonder if it's the same one
Super
I'm
fan
thinking
hat.
of.
Well, let's put it this way. One of the key points of this is that they don't know what the signal is.
Yes, they don't know whether it's a distress or a warning.
Exactly, because they actually say it's a beacon. It's a repeating signal with so many beats between the signals, but it's nothing like we've ever encountered.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to go and investigate. So then they go down to investigate, and then Ripley spends a couple of hours trying to decode it and says, I don't think it's an SOS. I think it's a warning.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was something Weyland built or that the Maginot left behind, I think the Nostromo would be able to pick that up as a human origin thing. Whereas,
Would it
Yeah,
want to tell that crew though?
But why would they
Mm.
bother putting it there in the first place? If it's a
'Cause-
warning to stay away from it.
Yeah.
then,
And also,
and you make it you make it sort of like, you've got to have a course in fucking linguistics to get this thing. It's a bit much, really, because it's like, oh, we're supposed to stay away. Oh shit, we've been down, haven't we?
yeah. Also, the other thing I would say is, given that how
Bollocks.
all this corporate stuff has been going on in this TV show, I doubt Weyland would like to send up a flare saying, over here,
Yeah.
whether it's a warning or a SOS. I would imagine they just took the information and just basically stored it away and said, for analysis another time.
Okay.
The only thing I am going to say is that Morrow downloaded everything into his head a couple of episodes ago.
Yeah.
My prediction for going forward, because we haven't got much in the way of predictions from this episode, but my prediction going forward is he makes it back to Yutani with the information of the alien, with perhaps even an alien.
Well, he's already at Yutani. We saw him in this episode.
That's very true, actually. And the information will be downloaded, and that's how they find out about Alien. The only problem you have is that then you've got the Nostromo's already on its way. How the fuck did they, and it's 18 months from Earth. So, literally...
There's a few questions, right, for this, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because this is now extrapolating this and taking it through not only Alien, but aliens, right?
Okay.
Because, first of all, the whole thing about how would Weyland Yutani know about this creature, right? Because the mission for the Maginot is to go out and get these life forms and bring them back so they can be used for biological, war, weapons, right? Okay. How did they know about the existence of this? And secondly, in Aliens, Ripley's told, you tell us about this creature that we haven't got a record of coming across in any planet at all that we know of.
Yeah, in 200 surveyed worlds. Yeah.
And it's like, but you're telling us that this was picked up, like, this mission was basically put out 65 years or 63 years before the Nostromo had even got going.
Well, 120 years before the events of Aliens.
Yeah. But even before that, before it's our Alien, this is going on that, extrapolating this. This has been a 65-year mission. So it's around about between 63, 65 years. This is when they set this mission off. This is when they post it out and go get those life forms. Right? Because they have to have an idea of where these things are, because it's like, all right, well, where are we going to go? I don't know, just fucking chuck it over there. Fire it off that way.
Just go in a straight line until you find a planet.
Just do that.
Yeah.
And it starts unraveling, and it's just like, no, this doesn't work.
Yeah, I was going to say before we start to wrap this up, because we have been doing this for nearly we're 10 minutes shy of 2 hours, and we still haven't even got to the fact that what the bugs do and all this kind of stuff. But what point do you have to say, and this is just me playing devil's advocate here, because we have just spent 2 hours just trying to rip this thing apart based on past stories. At what point do you say, I'm happy with it being where it is, and if it contradicts certain elements of the law, we're just going to have to shrug and go, okay? Because I think part of the big problem here, and this is the big problem, is that in Alien, we have no date. We literally have no date at all. There's no time, there's no reference, no nothing. That 2122 thing is Ridley Scott shooting off at the mouth on one of the documentaries.
Right, okay.
Dan O'Bannon didn't even put it in the script. So the time is just an arbitrary thing. 57 years from there, Ripley, yeah?
Mhm.
And in between, we know that Romulus happened. Okay, but we got no reference. And we know that before Alien, Prometheus happened. Again, with a date, but the date was a Ridley Scott throw it out there. Oh, aren't I being clever? It's in the year 2100 or something.
It's him doing the Kestrel run, isn't it?
The Kestrel one? What?
The Kestrel run, where
Kessel run.
Kessel run.
Kestrel one where there's a man sent out to get some cans of
Sorry.
Kestrel.
Fucking hell.
Sorry, man. Hold on.
I'm at sort of like roundabout in 5 parsecs. 5 parsecs, that's a sense of distance. Oh, but you know what I mean. I'm sorry, I'm a bit drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So Prometheus is set in 2089. So, which is like 40 years before Alien. And then you start getting into sort of weird nonsense with that. I think my question is to both of you, and I'll start with Elton because Dow, you're you're off on one today. I think if I let you go,
what's wrong with me? I really
it's cool.
don't know.
It's cool. No, it's cool. It's cool. I
wasn't
don't
expecting
mind.
to come in here and do this. This is just suddenly my brain's gone. No.
Not having it.
No.
I reject
No.
your reality and substitute my own.
Exactly.
Yeah. But at what point do we turn around and go, if the dates are the big issue here, why do we care?
I think that is a very personal thing.
Hmm.
And it changes between person.
Yeah.
So as much as you care about Alien
Mm.
and Aliens,
Mm.
anything after that, I think if it bumps into anything on Alien, okay, for me, if it bumps into anything on Alien and tries to retcon anything on Alien, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be writing this TV show.
No.
But if you do accidentally start changing things or sliding into lore of the actual Alien film, then I think you're doing it wrong. If you do it on Aliens, I don't mind as much. And any of the others, I think you're like Romulus. I don't care if you bump that off the face of the earth. I fucking hate that film. I think it's utter garbage. It's a very personal thing. I think you steer clear of Alien and Aliens. As much as I love Alien 3, if you bump that off by accident, I don't really care. I don't mind.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I think we've said this from the very beginning. If we take it as it is, and it's in the Alien universe, but however much it crosses over, really is. I don't know how to put it. I'm really sorry, but it's
it's cool.
It doesn't matter as much. It's like all the like AVP as well.
Yeah,
we know it's there. We know it's not in this universe, but we know it's there in another dimension.
Yeah. As far as we're concerned, yeah.
Because
I mean, like I say, I mean, and I'll get to you in a second, Dow, on this one.
Yeah, sure.
But it's like I've just done a quick glance over the wiki of Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, and the only dates we've got from those 4 films is that Aliens is 57 years after Alien, and Alien 4 is 200 years after Alien 3.
Yeah.
That's it. But what that year is, how long they were in space to get to Alien 3, not a clue.
Yeah.
So when Ridley starts bumping out a load of old schlock like, oh yes, I've always had it planned that it was 21, 22. And when it's just like, yeah, shut up, Ridley. You're off again. You're off your meds, Grandad. Stop doing this, it goes back to his thing when he suddenly got hung up on telling the world repeatedly that Sigourney Weaver had a big bush that was constantly having to be airbrushed out of those little panties. It's like, dude, you're getting hung up on shit that you know is bullshit, and you've got 5 seconds of thought would prove you're talking absolute cock. So just hush the trap and go off and make another Hovis ad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I admire the stuff that he does when he does it right, but when he's not actually making a film, he's clearly bored and he just says shit over and over again. Yeah. It's like he comes out and goes, "Oh yeah, Deckard's definitely a replicant." Is he? Isn't that part of the problem? That it's an ambiguous thing? No.
He doesn't know when to shut up.
He hasn't got a fucking clue when to shut up. So the fact that Alien Earth is set in 2120 and is explicitly said, to me, you can turn around and say, okay, an Alien starts in 2192. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they make this whole thing of saying it's set in 2120, 2 years before Alien, it's like, as soon as you say that and you're explicitly dropping that, that's when all the things start unraveling.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, at what point do you just go, you know what? Fuck it. That's just a line that someone has said and is in no way really impacting on Alien if you just choose to ignore it.
Yeah.
If I turned around and said, okay, it's canon, Alien takes place in 2255.
Well, yeah, the problem in putting all these dates in is that you're congesting everything so much, because you have Prometheus, and then from Prometheus we go to Covenant, and then apparently David is playing around with the goo and creating these eggs, and then you have a ship that is found that looks like it's been there for 1,000 years, thousands and thousands of years in Alien on LV-426.
Yep.
So, the whole story hasn't been told, and it hasn't been thought out very well either.
No.
So I like what I like nowadays. I'm big enough and ugly enough to know that I like this and I like that, and I will take that, and I can discard the other stuff that goes along with it. I can still watch it, I can still enjoy it, or still hate on it, but I have my story in my head now.
Yeah, fair enough. Darren, what about you? At what point does the dates matter, and what point do you just go, you know what, fuck it. It is what it is in my head. Their dates mean nothing.
You see, the problem with the whole dates thing, when this is looking at the Aliens films themselves. Okay, none of them are kind of any of the later films are not going back in time to before Alien 3, and they're all in a linear. This is the thing; it's linear, right? So you've got Sigourney Weaver in Alien. She meets the alien the first time.
Hello.
Goes into
Hello.
Goes into hypersleep, and then we get aliens, right? And then after that, again into hypersleep, and we get Alien 3, right? Now these are all progressing onwards, right? So it doesn't even matter of the year. There is an order to these, right? Unlike some franchises, the actual numbers on the films mean something.
Yeah.
It's not like any one of them's a prequel or anything like this. They're not. They follow in a linear way. I think what you've got to do, with this, if you want to give yourself any kind of chance of playing in that universe and doing it successfully, because you have a wonderful chance here of cutting through all this mess and just saying the film universe and the TV universe are totally separate, right? And this is kind of a reboot.
Yeah.
Okay, forget about the Nostromo. Okay, we're taking this in a different direction.
Mm.
And even if the thought of a
Mm.
reboot happening makes your skin crawl, it makes more sense than what they're
Yeah.
doing here, because they're just, as you say, this is not well planned out at all. No, they haven't thought about this.
Mm.
Right? They're basing this on a description from someone of the Alien franchise.
Yeah.
And someone who's quite forgetful and forgets bits. Right, so they're writing the whole film based around somebody's opinion, not of what has gone before at all. Any of
It's
the
like
universe that
someone's
exists.
seen a TikTok video of Alien, and pieced it together, and then gone, "Oh, do you know what? I know all this."
Yeah.
Or someone who's never seen an alien, as the xenomorph, and somebody describes it to them.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what you've got here.
Yeah,
I mean, that is. I do believe that is how this alien was designed anyway. It was just described to someone, and they went, "Oh, all right. Well, I get the impression from what you told me that he looks like this."
Mm.
So yeah, I think this whole thing would be a lot easier to swallow if you just, threw your fucking hands up in the air and went, TV universe is totally separate and it's a reboot of what's gone before, so that we can get our ducks in order here, okay, and just try and make something that actually makes sense timeline wise, and that we're not under pressure to do anything, because there is no canon at the moment. We're making canon as we go along with this now, pretty much like they did with the Star Trek franchise, where they went, "Oh, this film over here is actually in a parallel universe." So you can't really complain about it, even though we all know that you will, because you haven't listened to a fucking thing I've said. Public. But let's not go into that, because there's a whole another rant that I could go on.
Let's please not do that one.
Yeah. And about fan entitlement, and then
you
start talking about Mass Effect. And
yes, I was going to say,
it's just like,
next thing you know,
it's like there's a big black hole suddenly appears, and we're drawing everything into it. So, yeah.
It's got the gravitational pull of a collapsing star, this argument. No, just move. Yeah.
So I would prefer them to do that. I really would, and not link this to the film universe, and just say, we really love those films, but we don't want to tar their memory, so we're going to start at this point, and we're just going to, this is the TV Alien universe. This is what this is going to be. We're going to, because they've done that before with other series, I'm sure, and they've been, they've taken the concept of a certain film and they've made it into a TV show, and they've had fun with it. That's it. It's like, I don't know if you could say What We Do in the Shadows. That's not, it's really very little to do with the original source material.
Yep.
Right, but it's been successful because it's taken it off and it's built its own lore. And if you didn't see the film, it wouldn't matter, because the TV series has just really kind of it did so very well at building that world. And you could do something like that here. And then, with the gloves off, with all that out of the way, you can have fun with it. You can actually write it properly. You can cut through all the guff and the badly made up canon in it, and actually build something from that. And I'd have more respect from doing that than what they're trying to do here. They're trying to shoehorn in stuff.
Well, they're trying to have their cake and eat it. They want to go away from the Alien franchise and build out the universe, but then they lose the confidence and go, right, okay, well, let's make Alien again, because that's the thing that everyone remembers, and it's just like. But can we? Because I know we're running late, and we were only supposed to do this one as a short one, but can I ask about the alien itself in this? Was that not an absolute cringe show? I know that, Phil Bellamy rightly points out, suits, practical effects, things actually being in the room, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. But I had this discussion on Blue Sky with someone this morning that the one thing, and I know we were shitting on Ridley a little just not long ago, well, I was anyway, but the one thing he understood was, as well designed and lovely looking in a horrific way as that alien is, it is also incredibly goofy looking if it's just standing there like a gormless dick. And if it's brightly lit and you get time to sit there and genuinely study it, it stops being scary. It just becomes a very odd-shaped human waiting for the bus. And
pretty fucking lethal. Yeah, if it turns up late and gets annoyed at the driver, Jesus.
yeah, exactly. But the way it stands there with its arms kind of slightly outreached and just slightly down at its sides, and just kind of like it's almost like it's holding an imaginary bowl of salad. It's not quite. It doesn't want to move too fast in case the tomatoes roll off the plate. But
big box, little box, cardboard box.
Yeah, exactly. Big fish, little fish, cardboard box.
I've got this image now of a fucking alien wearing a pinny and a chef's hat.
Yeah, exactly. And it's standing
there,
there,
a bowl of fucking salad.
Exactly. But when you see it, whenever it's standing there, it doesn't put its arms directly down by its side. Never does. It always holds them just slightly outwards and just slightly forwards, as if it's someone who's just gained arms and has no idea what to do with them. And
what do I do?
Exactly. What are these things? What do I do with them? But that's cool. If the person in the suit has unusual proportions, like Boris, was it the guy who was in? I can never remember his name. Bellagio, but whatever and he's got unusually long limbs, so it looks very odd. But Ridley Scott knew that even looking really odd and spindly and gangly and weird, you still keep the thing in the fucking shadows. When it comes down behind the acting captain, who's still having some kind of trauma thing with a little tube of dirt, and it stands there and it just looks at her, I literally had that moment of those meme videos that were going around for Alien Predator. You know, where like the Predator walks into the bathroom and then turns on the shower, and the alien.
I got that sent to me today actually because of this show. So
but you look at it, and as soon as the curtain pulls back, you see the alien, and it's quite clearly a dumpy bloke wearing an alien hat, and it's like, yeah, even if the suit wasn't absolutely fucking awful, you'd look at it and go, aren't your arms a little short for an alien? You know, it's just, isn't everything a little out of proportion? And so when it turns up in this show, and it literally stands there in brilliant daylight, lit from every conceivable angle, and it's just kind of standing there with its arms out, you think, yeah, you probably should have cut away from that 5 minutes ago, because you're just looking at a bloke in a costume, a bloody obvious costume.
Oh, Lee, my imagination is ticking over now. Are you saying this?
Go on.
Okay, because they're doing the communication thing in this, right? It makes a noise, and you see the subtitles underneath it say, "At this point, you're supposed to run." Come on, let's give it a big bag of cliche to pull out from, shall we? If you're going to do this anyway, fuck it, just go the full length. Go on, just do it.
Yeah,
Or it gets hit in the face by the eyeball thing, right? That's the first thing you see of the episode, and it suddenly freezes, and the alien goes, "Well, I bet you're wondering how I got into this position in the first place."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what did we think of that? Because the thing is, there's two problems with this right away. That the captain looks at this creature, and it's standing right behind her, and she turns around, she looks at it, and again, where we've seen it literally lethally kill absolutely every fucking person in a room, in matter of milliseconds. Suddenly it's like, hello. And she runs away, and it kind of looks like it's running really fast in CG, but it's not, because it doesn't catch her, and it gives her time to climb down some ladders, close a door, run through another door, hide behind a corner, do a fucking Looney Tunes thing of waiting for it to it's looking around doing the Scooby-Doo thing going, where's she gone? I have no idea. She went left, but I cannot see her down this corridor. And she's standing there, and then she runs away when she thinks he's looking the other way. And it's just like, really? And then you see it again and again and again, and every time you see it, it's like, that is clearly a man in a torture garden BDSM gimp suit with a fucking rubber penis with teeth stuck to the top of his head.
That you've heard exists in those places, of course, Lee, because, you wouldn't know if they did, but somebody must have told you that that's the sort of thing that goes on in the torture garden.
No,
How would you know?
Oh no! I've been there.
Last Thursday, lunchtime.
Last Thursday, I was doing rehearsals for Alien Earth season 2, but yeah, and it just looked fucking ridiculous. And then by the time you got Michael Spiley going, "Oh, I'm going to give you a noogie and rub the top of your head," and it's just flailing about going, "Oh, you've got me round the neck." It's just like, oh, get fucked. Just get fucked. This agent of chaos, this creature of pure death and malevolence, this perfect organism gets jumped by a fat Irish geezer who's in his late 50s. And it's just like, yes, fuck off.
Yep.
Just seriously fuck off.
Gets outrun by somebody who's been on a spaceship for God knows how long and not exactly doing running, track and field lessons. But apparently she takes off like the Millennium Falcon going to hyperspace. It's just...
Yeah, doing the Kestrel run.
Yeah, she doing the Kestrel run. Yeah,
Shut up.
Doing the Nuki run.
That was one of my major problems in the distance that she ended up running away from it. It's like, well, hang on.
She was pulling away from it. And it's just...
But they're trying to make it creepy and weird. But they're lighting it from all angles so you can actually see what they've created. They're trying to be proud of what they've created and also make it weird. Because there are moments in Alien, in like the leftover footage, where it's crawling on its, like the crab walk, or the stuff where it's just stood in the corridor, and they're like, what the fuck is it doing? And you're like, okay, that's cool. And they're trying to do that, but there's a reason why that looked cool and this looks shit. And it's because it's lit from every angle because they want you to see everything about it. And I had no problems with this episode up until they started showing the alien around.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no. You've got this all wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just...
Do you know what? Right.
Go on.
If you're going to do this, it's that whole thing of the money shot, isn't it? Of the alien, right? And they're giving you money shot after money shot of this thing. So a way around that, okay, is the blurry background, and you see the thing moving, and you know what it is. You can't see detail. So I think they did this a few episodes ago, where you couldn't see detail, but you could see enough to know. Oh shit!
Well, it's the bit in the building, in the rescue, in the second episode, when they're all standing there, and then the fucking the art sculpture in the middle of the hallway suddenly turns, and it's like, oh, hang on, I know where this is going.
Yeah,
and that's, keep it mysterious, keep it looking weird, keep it looking unusual.
Make it a silhouette. And then when you're coming in for the kill, fine, then do alien cam, do that.
But, fucking Aliens had people in basically black onesies, black onesies with bits of black rubber hosing just strapped to them, and they kept the illusion by having everything move inside, like, flash frames of machine guns, and otherwise the aliens were hidden by dark lights and, red backlights and all this kind of thing. And so that worked. And, you know, occasionally you'd have one practical maquette for like killing off Pharaoh or whatever her name is. And in Alien, you know, you barely see it full length. And even when you do, it's almost entirely in shadow. Alien 3, well, it was a rod puppet and they did go a bit over the top with it. But this was just so poorly lit and directed. And the suit looks like dog shit.
Yeah.
Keep it in darkness, keep it in silhouette, have it coming out of a fucking blast of steam or something, but don't put it in full light. Don't put the spotlights on it.
And, you know, and don't have it standing next to the captain for 5 minutes like it's a promo for my Spirited Away. You know, when they're waiting for the cat bus in Spirited Away and they're in the bus stop, and there's like the little girl, and then right beside her is this humongous great cat. It's just like, yeah. It's that shot, but you've got an alien and a lady looking through a med bay door. It's just like, what is this? Am I supposed to be scared? And it just, and by the time you get to, like I say, Michael Smiley jumping on it and going, I'm going to bite your neck. It's just like, on the one hand, I appreciate that it's giving a certain motivation to the eyeball. But on the other hand, really? Just seriously?
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is the eyeball thought, well, hang on, if I'm going to be in a body, I want to be in the best body. I want to be in the most armoured body.
Mm. Which makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, I think it makes sense, but it was so badly done. I'd rather them do it off screen or in shadows behind consoles. Just have arms flailing behind a console. And you're like, okay, that's great. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Make it weird and mysterious. You know, have lights go weird. Have it from the bug eye, you know, from the octopoid's, you know, eye view.
That's right. Yeah, you could have like the kaleidoscope effect, which make it look a bit weird
as it slaps straight into the Zeno's head. You know, it's just, you could do a dozen different ways. What you didn't need to see was a man in a fucking latex costume standing there writhing around trying to slap at something that you can't see because it's too dark. It just looked silly. It just looked very, very silly.
Yeah.
Right. Elton,
Yeah.
is there anything else you want to bring up? Just because I'm keenly aware of the fact that we got like about 25 minutes and then it's midnight.
Okay, right. I'll be really quick. There was
no,
only
don't rush. I'm just asking if you're all right.
There was only one other thing I was interested in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's an alien reboot.
It's Alien retread. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. But I don't know whether to if the story of the daughter of Morrow with his daughter being killed, and I think it said she was 19 in a fire. I think it was.
Yeah,
I don't know how much that plays into his thoughts and the way that he's going to progress in his story, because I would have thought that he would have signed his life away anyway, going on that long ass trip.
Yes.
So it's not that he shouldn't mourn for his daughter, but I just don't know why is that in there? Is that showing a bit of loss for him because he already knows that she's not going to be there when he gets back?
Yeah, I think. I mean, Dow, have you got any thoughts on that?
Or does it not really matter because this episode doesn't move anything on?
Well, no, I was going to say the one thing it does for me, learning about Morrow's death, recontextualizing everything, is that this whole mission being a clusterfuck, the fact that he's wasted 65 years, and that does come up a number of times in the script, is that he's making everything worthwhile, that this wasn't for nothing.
Yeah.
And that I understand. And also, it's contextualized things that he sees the boy genius as the cause of everything.
Yes.
And so, therefore, now it's giving him a more of a direct line to the revenge plot.
Right.
Which is fine. I think that's actually okay. I think that recontextualizing of, well, he knows about the boy genius, and he knows about Prodigy's involvement in it, and he knows that he flew off 65 years ago thinking that the shares that he would earn on board the ship would set his daughter for life, but she died before he even so much as got out of the solar system.
Yeah.
You know, so now it's become like he's got nothing left to lose, and the whole mission is the mission, and his revenge on Boy Genius is kind of the thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of his whole drive. That's why he said, you know, I don't, in the first one, I don't want to come in. I don't want to have everything sorted. I'm gonna, this is personal. I'm gonna fucking sort it. And that's why, because otherwise he's wasting time. And that's the one thing that came back in all the crew, whether they were doing this for money, because they basically sold 65 years of their life away. And then that's the one kind of cool, evil detail, is that it takes so long that it becomes like a corporate loop that they're trapped in.
Yeah.
That they go off for 65 years, they come back, they've earned a single share, and that share might be worth a lot, or it might be worth nothing. But then they go, well, if, you know, nobody I know lives anymore, so why don't I fuck off and do it again and come back with 2 shares? You know, or 3 shares, you know, 300, 400 years pass, they come back and they've still only got enough money for a tin of beans.
Yeah.
And that bit I kind of appreciated, because that kind of filled out the corporate side of things. But beyond that, I couldn't care less about this episode genuinely.
Yeah.
Other than it gives you a lot more idea that there's more behind the eye than you might suspect.
Yes.
What about you, Dal? I can wake you up by telling you another review if you like.
You don't want that. Trust me on this. I think for everyone's sanity, I think I'm just going to go. No, I've got no other comment.
Go on, go out on a high, burn it down, burn it all down.
Oh God, no! You don't want me to do that. You don't want me to do that. Don't make me do it.
Okay.
I think I've said or shouted as much about it.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, any last predictions for the next episode? Any of you?
No, because I think I've said them in the last episode, and so this doesn't move anything on from that. So I want to get back to Neverland and see what happens, and then predict after next week.
Yeah.
I predict that the next one is going to be another flashback episode, and it's going to be back to the time when they had to go out and buy their little bits and bobs to take with them on the flight. You know, like those little cans of deodorant, because that will push the story along. You know,
drive it forward.
Yeah.
I will just say that Mary Kessel of Screen Rant wrote, Alien Earth has been a thrill ride, but it hasn't shocked me yet. And I'm hoping after In Space No One, the show will now feel comfortable making me think as much as it enjoys making me squirm. And then gives it a 5 out of 5 perfect star rating, saying, rather than feeling like a peak, this hour proved that Alien Earth is still climbing its layers of mythology with bold character work, suffocating horror, and emotionally devastating payoffs.
They've fallen for it then. They've fallen for it. You've rehashed the first movie, and you're all saying it's brilliant because it reminds you of Alien.
Yeah.
And it's not its own thing.
Yeah.
What it should be doing is tearing a new soul within our TV lives, and it's not.
No, it should be striking a path instead of retreading an old one.
Yeah.
Somewhere out there are two executives from the company that made this reading that review, and they turn and look at one another and go, "Our work here is done." High five, and then fuck off through the sunset.
Yeah,
No,
that's it.
You haven't quite lifted the veil to absolute media corporate idiocy, mate. I've seen the face of the enemy up close. I tell you what they're saying. I'm telling you now what they're saying.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to put it out there. I hate for doing it, but it doesn't matter. I'm done now. They're looking at each other and they go, Alien reboot?
Mm-hmm.
Alien remake, anyone?
Yep.
I'm telling you. Because this episode just did that. And it just went for all the lazy things. Oh, we didn't secure this thing down, the monsters got out. Oh, we didn't wash our hands and we just let the bug walk through sandwich and shit in our coffee. Oh, who knew? Now we've got this set. Well, it seems a shame to strike the set, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We could pay someone to make the Nostromo for the outside in CG. Brilliant. Let's do that.
Okay, boys. I've got an idea. Idea.
Is Margaret Qualley available? We can have her as Ripley.
How about this?
Go on.
Shared universe.
Alien versus Terminator versus RoboCop.
No, it'll be about the cleanomorphs. That's what it'll be.
Yeah,
so we got the spin-offs. How did they get started? Where did they get their loan from?
Yes,
their equipment.
Anyway, I think that's it. 2 hours and 20 odd minutes.
Yeah.
I think we can wrap it up now.
Me.
So, if anybody's got any additional thoughts, they want to tell us that we're wrong, that they've swallowed the 5 out of 5 star reviews and they love it, and we're all idiots for
Not
whatever.
drinking
Then
the fucking Kool-Aid.
Yeah, then by all means, leave a feedback in the usual places on the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/the Black Dog Podcast, or email in and send it in to feedback@Black Dog Podcast. As ever, try and keep the reviews and feedbacks on the public area of the podcast as spoiler-free as possible, even though, let's be honest, we saw this film in 2012 and in 1979. So, yeah, try and keep that light. Otherwise, I think this is it. I think we'll be back next week for the episode called The Fly.
Featuring Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. And once I knew a man who swallowed a fly, perhaps he'll die. Ha.
There may be trouble ahead.
So, yes, we'll be back for that. So until then, thank you, Darren. Thank you, Elton.
No problem.
And thank you, Noah Hawley, for your massive ego trip. And thank you, crew of the Prometheus, for maintaining my ire until this lot came along.
Yep.
And yes, we shall see you all next week for the episode called The Fly. Until then, take care. Tatty bye.
Bye-bye.
Ta-da.